Good evening, you're watching Insight. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Our top story on the show today, too fat, too skinny, or that girl with a dark complexion. Well, these are the terms often used to body shame others. While the chorus is growing to end body shaming, a YouTube sensation, Prajakta Koli, has started an online campaign, I Pledge to Be Me. In fact, Prajakta has over 1,45,000 subscribers to her channel, and her campaign has even garnered a huge response. People all over the country have sent over 2,500 emails and thousands of messages sharing their stories. Tonight on Inside, we'll be debating this big question, too fat, too skinny, too dark. One girl says, enough is enough. Is it time to junk the world's labels?
It's not even worthy of a reason. You cannot call this a good enough reason also to get into a phase which is so sad, and they'll never forget this in life. So all these mails I read of like 9-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls saying they are suicidal, saying their parents don't like them, saying we don't have any friends. So it was really heartbreaking to read those things, because even I was looking at body shaming on a very superficial level. But when I read this, it was just, so I decided to reply to these 8,000 mails, and not 8,000, 4,000 mails, and I haven't gone beyond 100, because I cannot sit and read these things. It affects me so much. It's so heartbreaking.
I just feel that every woman should be allowed to celebrate her body, and nobody should be, telling her or criticizing her on how she looks, or if she is, thin or overweight or not overweight or whatever. I think every woman should have her own choice to decide how she wants to keep her body. Whatever. I think every woman should have her own choice to decide how she wants to keep her body.
When you talk about, there are a lot of celebrity and Bollywood people who are now praising this girl, I think it's high time they should actually start practicing in reality, because it is the celebs who promote the zero figures, especially in their ad campaigns, especially in their shoots. So they need to actually, a person like Vidya Balan, who's very comfortable with whatever weight she carries, and she carries it with so much of grace. I think this is what one needs to see more, especially with the celebs, because only then can common people actually feel comfortable about their own bodies and about their own body languages.
Shameless. Hey, I'm shameless. 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 I'm shameless.
Okay, let's open this up now. Let's open this up. Joining us live in our studios is Varija Bajaj, fashion designer. We also have Ira Trivedi, author, joining us on the program this evening. If I'm not mistaken, Prajakta Koli, who made that video, is also live with us. Yes, she's live with us. She's the YouTube sensation who, of course, made that video, which is our talking point on the show today. Alec Padamsi, veteran theatre personality and ad filmmaker, also joining us on the broadcast. We'll also be joined shortly by Dr. Kashish Kalra, who's a cosmetic surgeon. So I'll begin with you. As you're the star of the movement, Prajakta, who's being hailed for this video, what was going through your mind when you decided to make this video? What's the aim of it?
So when I decided to make a video on Mental Health Day, I just basically wanted to put a call to action, sort of an initiative out there saying, you know what guys, if you have anyone to talk to, if there's anything you're going through, I am here for you. Just write me a mail. I was expecting a few mails and I got a lot of thousands and thousands of mails. And I could see a pattern. The pattern was that all of these mails were similarly stringed saying they're going through a lot of body shaming is what came off of these mails. So I was like, wow. As I kept reading these mails, I realized that it's more common and more, there's a lot to it than meets the eye. So I started thinking about it and I was like, you know what, we have to do something about it. And it was just so heartbreaking not to take it forward.
Okay, you know, who's responsible for this though? Varija Bajaj, come in here. Who's responsible for this? Is it parents? Is it teachers? Is it the fashion and film industry? Who's responsible for this prejudice that you have to, you know, look fair, you have to be size 0 or 36, 24, 36 to look good and get a good husband and be successful in life?
I would say you are responsible, and you'll be a little shocked. A lot of what media does today, I think media to a very great extent is responsible when it comes to...
But the media is picking up and showing what is there in different industries. It's a medium that is showcasing to the world what already exists.
Not really. Have you seen the couples show, you know, the comedy
That's
show?
That's the TV industry, that's not the media.
So that also comes in the media to a certain extent, where he always mocks about his supposedly
That's a television industry. The
screen.
media is just the news, be it newspaper or be it television. But
So
you
yes,
mean the TV industry.
So yes, the
industry,
entertainment industry. So he mocks about his wife having big teeth, you know, all the time. And all of us are part of that
And
mockery.
people are laughing at it.
People
They're
are
not
laughing,
getting outraged.
and they're totally enjoying it. And they're enjoying it, you know, again and again. Let's say even media industry, don't we scrutinize how Aishwarya looks at Cannes, or Sonam Kapoor looks at Cannes year after year after year, how she looked post-pregnancy and how she had put on weight, how she had lost weight. Wasn't that part of the media? So yes, somewhere when we set standards in the media, the rest of the people, the rest of the world follows. And I think there, I applaud what Prajakta has done. So somebody has raised voice against it, and somebody is talking about it, and I think all of us should support that.
Alec Padamsee, this isn't something new, sir, and you know, you've been in the industry, the ad industry for years. This isn't something new at all. The act of body shaming, the act of looking size 0 and comparing people to that figure. Why do you really think, sir, it's not changing? And what did you feel of this video and this story?
Look, I can only tell you that body shaming starts in school. When I was in school, I was very thin and reasonably thin now, but I was called skinny. I was called sukka bomber, you know, which is a fish. And all these sort of things, human beings are always looking at other people and trying to put them down. It's a very sad state of affairs. And then the media picks it up, whether it's an ad or whether it's a Cannes red carpet event. We all seem to follow that blindly. It's time someone who is at the top, you know, who is really beautiful and so on, and said it's nice, it's pleasant to be plump. What's wrong with being plump? And if you go to Khajuraho, you'll see that all our goddesses depicted there are rather plump, and there's nothing wrong with it. But there has been this fetish started by America that everyone should be size 0. And even when we look at Deepika and Priyanka, who now are the leading stars, they also are aiming at being very, very slim. I think thin and anorexic is terrible, terrible. And but definitely there should be a movement against that.
You know, Alec Padamsee, even certain ads, showcase that you have to be fair to look beautiful, at least the ones for fairness creams. You know, so those are, of course, reinforcing the myth further, sir.
Yeah. Yes, you see, but the myth starts not with advertising, not even with the media. The myth starts at birth. You talk about fairness creams. The first thing any parent asks is he fair? Gora hai ke nahi? Or is she fair? You know, ho rahi hai? So it's all there. fairness creams and other slimming devices and all came much later. And today, if you read the matrimonial columns, everyone is writing that they want a fair, slim bride for their maybe with their very fat son.
Very true.
And though even today, I must say, males are now under the glare of body shaming. Males too, today.
Indeed. As you're saying, it's
big
not just a
bulging tummy
gender-specific
and out.
problem. It's not
And
just women
three-packs
who
are
are
in, three-packs
facing
are
the
in.
brunt of this, but males too are facing body shaming. You know, Ira Trivedi, you are of course an author, but a yoga guru as well. I'm sure there are people who come to you and say, we want to do yoga because we want to become thin. You know, we want to become extremely, we don't want to become, and they don't say we want to become fit, but they say we want to become thin.
We want to lose weight. Everyone wants to lose weight. That's really the hope and the aspiration for the hour. In fact, it's the number one reason people come to do yoga. They said, we want to lose weight. It's not for the health benefits. It's not to gain concentration or mental focus or balance or any of that. It's only to lose weight, and they see yoga as a way to lose weight. I keep on trying to emphasize that yoga has so many more benefits, and you must continue to do it even after you lose the weight, because yoga can definitely make you lose weight as well. But what I want to say here is that it's really, as everyone has pointed out, as Alec very appropriately pointed out, that it begins from school, it begins from a very young age, and it is a disease that we've picked up from the West. It is very much Western inspired, the size zero syndrome, and especially now with social media, with Instagram, with Snapchat, where people are constantly seeing themselves, they're taking pictures of themselves. Everyone wants to look good. Everyone wants their bodies to look good. And we saw this earlier, you know, magazines, it was really the everyone wants their bodies to look good. And we saw this earlier, you know, magazines, it was really the magazines, the glossies of the 60s, 70s, 80s that propagated this sort of perfect woman and a perfect body. But now it's gone to an epidemic level situation. We really see, everywhere we see, you know, everyone is thin, everyone is good looking. Our Instagram feed is flooded with perfect bodies. Everyone has photoshopped them. So I really pity the kids that are growing up in this generation. I don't know what kind of generation the millennials are going to turn out like, because who knows? I mean, they have such warped views of body image.
And Dr. Kalra,
really think
Dr.
that
Kalra, you are of course a cosmetic surgeon, sir. So you know that people actually not only, you know, want to get fair through fairness creams or want to get fit through yoga and lose weight, but they use plastic surgery as well because they want to conform to a certain body type or a certain complexion, sir. That's the kind of limits, the levels that people can go to look good or to conform and not be body shamed.
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of procedures nowadays which we do for these things. But actually, the main thing is you have to choose your patient quite well. And undoubtedly, the most common complaint, or I'd rather say the most common demand these patients have, is skin whitening. I mean, they're crazy about it. And see, there are a lot of diseases as such which can cause dark pigmentation of the skin, you know, like melasma, most common. There could be macular amyloidosis or, you know, lichen planus pigmentosus, and there's a wide list of that. So if there is a genuine patient of that, we do treat them, and we have a lot of things for that. There are lasers, there are peels and a lot of stuff. But frankly speaking, most of the patients, you know, they are not patients actually, they are dysmorphophobic. They have, you know, this so-called a very dim dysmorphophobia is in all of us. We all, you know, want to look good. But there are some actually serious cases of dysmorphophobia which I have seen, and patients are not, they are not confident about their body.
Shocking.
I mean,
shocking.
there might be
low
no
levels of
confidence
confidence
but they still
just
feel
because
that
they
there
don't look a particular way.
Exactly.
You know, every person has an identity, and they should be proud of their identity. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Prajakta, how will this end though? Of course, more awareness is needed, and that's why, of course, your video aims to do just that. But how will this change? How will things change? This is not a new debate that we're having today, the debate on body shaming.
Also, yes, of course, I follow you, but I want to also add on to something more. As we said, media is responsible. It starts at schools, but it's very, very surprising how much of it is done in their own homes. There are so many little girls and boys who have written to me very, very, very sad mails saying that so much of the body shaming that they face comes from their own mother, comes from their own father, comes from their own relatives saying, you know, like relatives going up to their 11-year-old kids and saying, yaar, tumhari to aage jaake shaadi nahi ho payegi, you are so dark, you are so fat. What do you think does this do to a 11-year-old girl who is just venturing into the world, seeing how things are, and this is what she gets to hear at home every day? So that is why this video is not only for that 11-year-old girl, this video is also for everybody else who does not think before saying something like that to girls and boys. It's very important to know that what they take, like, aap to bol doge, you'll just say it once, ki yaar tu bahut kali hai, but you have to understand what they take away from it. It stays in the back of their head, it crushes their self-confidence every now and then, and it's horrible, it's uncalled for, and it's so unfair.
Alec Padamsi, it starts off from school. It starts off from school, as you said. Ira Trivedi coming in. Yeah, Ira Trivedi coming in.
In high school. And absolutely, and in fact, Alec mentioned that he still remembers the taunts that children said to him when he was in high school. So I do think that these memories really, really cast deep scars on all of us, and it starts from a young age. And just remember that today's children are growing up with smartphones. They're flooded with Western media. They're flooded, and they're flooded with what they think is the perfect body supposed to look like. And yes, the size 0 body is not typically an Indian body. It's not typically how the Indian body is genetically structured.
Varija Bajaj, we were talking, I remember, on a debate that we had on 36, 24, 36, which of course had come out in textbooks. This is unfortunate that people are coming out with statistics like 36, 24, 36 being the perfect body that every girl should achieve. And that's being taught in schools. Now, that was a shocker, and that's, I think, been changed now, as far as that textbook goes. And the size 0 culture. Do you feel these are all reasons to blame, Varija, for this, the propelling of this body shaming culture?
Uday, I'm surprised that you still remember that debate. That was long ago, but
it's all leading up to this. It's all leading up to the body shaming culture. 36, 24, 36 being taught as a perfect figure in school. I mean, are we serious?
See, on even though I'm totally in for whatever Prajakta has said, but now look at it from a different angle. Okay, for example, somebody is obese, somebody is suffering from diabetes or high sugar levels. Now that person turns around. So it's all about you being confident the way you are. But I also feel that at times, it's a very thin line. At times, you really need to figure out that there is something wrong. And if there is something wrong...
That's what Ira Trivedi was saying. People go to her and don't say, I want to be healthy. They say, I want to lose weight. I want to conform to a particular body type.
Yeah, but if there's something... So I'm just saying that how do you decide that? So at some point, one needs to figure out that if you're unhealthy, or on the other side, you just say that, no, I'll eat as much sugar as I want, even though I'm diabetic, even if I'm putting on weight, because I'm confident with my obese look or my obese weight.
No, it's not about being obese. It's not about being obese. Don't you agree, Ira? It's just about being comfortable in what you are. You may want to get healthy and fit.
Absolutely. And it's about being healthy. It's about being healthy, actually. It's not about being thin or being... Some people are naturally, they have a natural body weight. And that body weight is not a size 0. It's a size 4 or 6 or 8. And so I think trying to reach unhealthy standards by going to the gym excessively, by even doing excessive yoga, it's not good for you. It causes injury. It causes damage to your central nervous system. It just causes, it's mentally straining and draining. So I do think that that all of us have a natural balance, and we should stick to that.
Alec Padamsi, do you feel parents and teachers are also responsible for ensuring that this culture ends?
Tell me.
As you said, the problem sometimes starts in school. Then the mentors and the guardians at that time, sir,
I don't think teachers are responsible. I've never heard a teacher say that.
But do you feel teachers should stop this from happening? If they see someone in front of them calling someone too thin or too fat, they must stop it then and there and check the person, check the child.
No, I don't. Well, when I was in school, teachers never said that. It was other kids. In fact, the other thing was I always wore spectacles, glasses, so I was called Four Eyes. Now that made me feel, you know, rather bad. Four Eyes. Oh, why were they calling me Four Eyes? But as you go up, you find there are lots of, you know, things that they find different and discrimination against you.
Okay, I think we seem to have lost the audio, Mr. Padamsee, to you. So unfortunately, I'm just going to try and re-establish that connection with you to get your audio up and running. But Dr. Kashish Kalra, you know, are the industries sometimes of films and fashion to blame for people coming to you to get cosmetic surgery? We see sometimes in the film fraternity, these surgeries go horribly wrong. Sometimes with actors and stars, and sometimes when people want to look like their favorite star or want to conform to a body type, they come to a cosmetic surgeon, sir. So do you sometimes blame the fashion and film fraternity for that?
See,
it's your business, I know, so you won't want to condemn it, but still.
If I hire Ekta Kapoor with me, no, if I hire Ekta Kapoor, I'm saying this. See, the thing is, I think the whole media is to be blamed for this. Either it's entertainment media or, you know, I mean, definitely you'll have an ad break right now. And I'm damn sure that in that ad break, you'll definitely have a fairness-free ad. So, I mean, it's everywhere. You know, it's not only in the media. I mean, it's in the society. People, they want to look good, Facebook, etc. So, I mean, it's deeply impregnated. And many a times we do a lot of counseling, and there have been instances that, you know, I've referred the patients to psychiatrists as well.
No, that's a valid point. And that's where, of course, the responsibility of people like you comes. And as you're saying, you refer them to psychiatrists, which is a very commendable thing. I'm being told you refer them to psychiatrists, which is a very commendable thing. I'm being told our Twitter timelines are being flooded with comments. So Prajakta Koli, if you're still with us, congratulations to you. And thanks to all our panel for being live with us. We're getting phenomenal response to this debate on Twitter. And we put out some of them on our screens as well. So thanks all of you for being live with us this evening. We leave it at that. Thanks for joining us on Inside. Up next, Nation at Time.